Canto 24. Summary. Dante and Forese continue their conversation as the pilgrim asks after his friend's sister, Picarda. Forese tells him he will meet her in paradise, and he will in Paradiso 3. He goes on to point out for the pilgrim other notable souls here on the 6th terrace: Bonagiunta da Luca, a notable poet of the late 13th century, Ubaldino della Pila, a powerful member of the Ghibelline family and father of the Archbishop Ruggieri from Inferno 33, Messer Marchese, a famous politician and drinker of wine. Of these three, Dante begins to speak with the poet Bonagiunta. He tells Dante that a day is coming when a woman, not yet widowed, will make Luca pleasant to the pilgrim. It is a reference to Dante the poet's exile and to one of the families from whom he found hospitality. This leads into a discussion of the sweet new style, a new kind of poetry different from Bonagiunta's, that Dante either invented or helped bring into prominence. Notaro, the notary, and Guitone were other poets of the older style with Bonagiunta. This sweet new style, according to the older poet, is chiefly marked by the conceit of inspiration from the dictator love. The pilgrim moves on after this, with Forese still in his company. Their continuing conversation turns into a prophecy concerning Forese's brother, Corso, him who most is to blame. Corso was the head of the Black Guelphs in Florence. In the summer of 1300, the White Guelph priors, of whom Dante was one, banished the prominent members of the Black Party, hoping to achieve peace between the two factions. Corso would return within 2 years with the help of Boniface VIII and exact revenge on the Whites. This overthrow of the Whites would lead to Dante's own exile. Corso would eventually be executed for his extensive crimes in 1308. Forese's prophecy implies that Corso would be dragged down into hell for his wicked and murderous actions. The friends part ways and Dante continues on, coming to another tree laden with luscious fruit. He sees more souls gathered around it, pleading for a taste of the food. The tree refuses to grant their wish, and they walk away, having changed their mind. As the travelers come closer to the tree, they hear it speak of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, which they will find further on, that is, on the top of the mountain. This tree is a cutting from that one. As Dante, Virgil, and Statius pass by, it commands them to remember further examples of gluttony. They come to the stairway that leads to the 7th terrace. The brightness of the angel momentarily blinds the pilgrim, but he feels his brow relieved of one more pea. He then hears the customary beatitude sung. It is the same as the one sung as they left the previous terrace, with the substitution of hunger for thirst. In other words, just as the avaricious are being taught to thirst for righteousness, so the gluttons are being taught to hunger for the same. Canto 24. The Gluttons. Neither speech was making our going slow, nor going our speech, but speaking we went, swiftly, like a boat driven by a good wind. And the shades, who appeared like things twice dead, drew from me wonderment through the deep pits of their eyes, noticing I was alive. And I, continuing my discussion, said, "This soul goes up more slowly, perhaps, than he would have because of another. But say, if you know where Picarda is, tell me if I see anyone of note among these who are gazing at me so. My sister, who, whether more beautiful or good, I know not, already triumphs on high Olympus, content with her crown." Such he said at first, and then, "It is not forbidden here to name all, our features having been milked dry by means of our fast. This one is Bonagiunta," he pointed his finger, "Bonagiunta da Luca. That face over there, more pinched than the rest, had the Holy Church within his embrace. He was from Tours, and through fasting purges the eels of Bolsena and the white wine." Many more he named to me, one by one, and they all seemed content in the naming, for I did not see one dark countenance. I saw Ubaldino della Pila, with his teeth biting the void in hunger, Boniface, who fed many with his staff. I saw Messer Marchese, who had space once to drink at Forlì, with less dryness, and was such now that he never felt quenched. But as one does who looks and then values one more than another, I did to him from Luca, who seemed more aware of me. He was murmuring, and I do not know if I heard gentuca there, where he felt the wound from justice that so gnaws at them. "O soul," I said, "that seems so desirous to speak with me, let me understand you, satisfy yourself, and me with your speech." "A woman has been born, not yet wearing the widow's bands," he began, "that will make my city please you, though men may scold it. You yourself will leave here with this foreseeing. If from my murmurs you misunderstood, the true things will yet make it clear to you. But tell me if I see here the one who innovated the new rhyme, beginning, 'Ladies who have the intellect of love.'" And I said to him, "I am the one who takes note when love breathes on me, and in the manner he speaks within I go on transcribing." "My brother," he said, "I now see the knot that keeps Notaro Guitone in me on this side of the sweet new style I hear. I see clearly how with you all your pens strictly come after that dictator, love, which certainly never happened with ours. He who attempts to look through this will not see more in one style than in the other." And, as if contented, he fell silent. As birds that winter alongside the Nile oftentimes flock together in the air, and then fly in haste, going in a line, so all the people that were in that place, turning back their faces, hastened their steps, and lightly, from leanness and from desire. And as the man who is tired from trotting lets his companions go, himself walking until he vents the panting in his chest, so Forese let the holy flock pass, and was coming along behind with me, saying, "When will it be I see you again?" "I don't know," I said, "how long I may live, but my return will not be so soon that I won't wish beforehand to gain the shore. For that city where I was placed to live, day by day strips itself more of the good, and seems disposed toward a wretched ruin." "Now go," he said, "for I see him who most is to blame, drawn by the tail of a beast toward the valley where none is forgiven. The beast moves more quickly with every step, always rising, until it thrashes him, leaving his body horribly unmade. Those wheels have not long to turn," and his eyes went straight to the heavens, "before that which my words cannot add will be clear to you. Now you remain, for my time in this realm is precious, such that I forsake too much going with you at such an equal pace." As sometimes the cavalier gallops off, away from the rank of riders, and makes honor for himself of the first hurdle, so he parted from us with greater strides, and I remained in the way with those two who had been such great marshals of the world. And when he had passed on in front of us, so far that my eyes followed after him, just as my mind followed after his words, thick branches appeared before me, heavy and vivid with another fruit, not far, for I had just then turned round to that place. I saw people beneath, raising their hands and crying out I know not what to the leaves, just like eager and frivolous children who plead, and the one pleaded answers not, but to make their wishes even sharper, holds high their desire and does not hide it. One by one they left, as from a mind changed, and we ourselves now came to the grand tree that refuses so many prayers and tears. "Pass beyond without coming near yourselves. Further on is the tree bitten by Eve, and this plant was a cutting from that one." I know not who spoke thus among the boughs, but Virgil, Statius, and I, drawing close, went further on the side that slopes up. "Remember," it was saying, "the cursed centaurs, formed in the clouds, who, glutted with wine, warred against Theseus with their double chests, and the Hebrews who proved weak in drinking, for which Gideon wished them not for friends, when he rushed down the hills toward Midian. So, drawn close to one of the two edges, we passed, hearing the faults of gluttony, followed so soon by their wretched wages. Then, spread out along the lonely pathway, a good 1,000 paces and more bore us beyond, each one reflecting without words. "What are you three thinking, going alone?" said a voice suddenly, at which I jumped, as do frightened and sluggish animals. I raised my head to see who it might be, and never has glass or metal been seen in a furnace so lucent and so red as one I saw saying, "If it pleases you to mount upwards, here is where you must turn. Here one goes who wishes to walk in peace." His appearance took away my vision. Therefore I turned round behind my teachers as a man goes following what he hears. And as the air of May dances about, announcing the dawn, wafting a fragrance fully pregnant with the flowers and grass, such a wind I felt strike me on my brow, and clearly I heard moving his feather, which made the cool breeze smell of ambrosia. And I heard said, "Beati is the one enlightened by such grace. The love of taste smokes not in his breast with too much desire, hungering all the while for what is right."